Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of keeping templates. Now I make templates just about out of everything I do if I think that the piece that I'm cutting out of some sort of flat material will be handy in the future. I will also take and make blacksmith gauges or things like that that have predetermined lengths and sizes on them, or basically like a story stick, if you will. I think that's the terminology that John over at Black Bear Forge likes to use. So the importance of this is for efficiency, speed and efficiency when you get out into your shop. Now this may not matter so much if you're doing it as a hobby, but when you start to do stuff like this as a business, little just seconds can add up across the entire day. So lost moments in time, lost 2 or 3 minutes of time doing something where you could have just done it in 3 seconds really adds up by the end of the year, and so templates help. So some of my most common templates that I use are for my bowls that I make in vessels. I start with copper. It's 1/8 inch thick or 10 gauge material. Either one will work. It's pretty close to it. And I made templates. These are my commonly sold sizes. So now all I have to do is take and set this on the piece, take a scribe, hold it down with some thumb pressure, go right around it, the thing's made. As opposed to, let me go over here and grab these dividers real quick. As opposed to setting up some dividers. This is okay when you have the one-off things to do. Like for instance, I've got right here, you guys probably can't really see it the best there, but right here I've got a big 14-inch bowl that I'll be making. That is an odd size. That's not something I sell often. I do make quite a few of these, about 7 or 8 of them a year, so it might be handy to make a template for this specific purpose. But again, these can range in different customization and things like that, so I don't really worry about it. I could just whip out some dividers real quick, make my mark, do my measurements, go ahead and make my mark, and I'm good to go. But on things that I sell a lot more regularly, this really adds up. Say if you have to take and go from 14-inch to say over here, which is a 12-inch template, which man, this is, I can't tell whether you guys can see those scratch marks or not. Let me zoom you all in a little bit. Hopefully you guys, I don't know. I can't see on my end whether you guys can see it or not. I just hope it's in focus and you guys can kind of get what I'm talking about here. Ooh, set that down kind of hard. Anyways, so you got this 12-inch circle here. Well, now I have to recalculate my dividers. So it's not bad if I have a bunch of 14-inch bowls. You just set the dividers at once and around you go. There's not really that much extra time. But when I've got various sizes to work through, now I have to readjust my dividers, which costs extra time. And again, that adds up by the end of the year. Versus when you have stuff like an 8-inch bowl, which I do, I just set that on there, I scribe around, I can set a bunch of them, and I can see how I can lay out my bowls to a sheet of copper to get the maximum amount of bowls out of one sheet of copper. And that's very, very handy. Another thing that you can do is then say you got a bowl here, and you've got a bowl here, and the rest of your sheet's all eaten up, but you've got this negative space in here that you can use for something else. Well, how about throwing in a flower pattern that you save? See, now we have a flower pattern that we can work on. Let me bring that back out now a little bit. So now we have a flower pattern we can work on. Or what about these fleur-de-lis elements right here? Maybe those would be real nice to add to something. Now we can take this and we can take and compare where this will fit in, and boom, right there, there's some negative space. So we can scribe that out as well. Up here is a little more negative space, I believe. Yep, there we go. We can scribe that out well. Now we're taking advantage of all this space and time that we're spending scribing, prepping ourselves up for another job. Say you've got ladles to do. Ladle and a spatula set. If you got a template of what you've made before for a client, it's so quick and easy versus figuring out the math again of what you need for materials. Figure that out once, put it in template form, and then you always have this template. I have a whole box, I kid you not, of templates. It's a crate full of templates that I have saved over the last decade or so that I've been doing this. And this has been one of the most handiest things. I get an order, maybe something that I haven't even done in 2 or 3 years. I don't have to go remember all that math now and refigure and reinvent the wheel. The wheel was already made. Look at that, it's round. Haha, like a pun, right? Very punny, Roy, very punny. Yeah, I suck at jokes, so just get over that. But anyways, I hope you can see the value of taking and doing that. I won't keep you much longer. Oh yeah, by the way, so these here were actually for these little hinges that I was making. I was making some of these hinges. I got an off mark there, so that one's just going to the scrap pile. But I'm making these hinges, but this could very easily, this fleur-de-lis hinge could be made out of copper. You just right around, and it could be for some small project out there that you're working on to add a little extra style and flair. So again, I hope this is helpful to you. It makes tools and things that you're doing fairly simple. It'll save you a lot of time in the long run, and that will allow you to do more projects with your time. It'll allow you to be a lot more productive. So anyways, I hope this helps you. If you have any questions for me, drop them down in the comment section down below. And oh yeah, before you go, before I forget, would anybody be interested in a paid download of all the templates that I use in my shop? That's with the math already figured out for bowls. That's the exact size that you need in order to create a certain shape bowl, and again, high quality pictures of what that template makes, about like these fleur-de-lis and elements that I use on a daily or in like the last decade that I've been doing this. Like I said, I got a whole crate of them, and I could probably make the templates to where they would fit on a regular letter size copy paper or maybe a legal size paper. If you have any interest in that, let me know down in the comment section, and I'll take a pool of people and see if that's worth Jessica and I putting together, if you guys have a sort of interest for that to be handy. Speaking of which, let me segue into my little sales spew here for a second. Yes, I know you're about to jump off. The way that we support ourselves doing these videos is by you, our community, and we greatly appreciate all of those of you that go over to our website, blacksmithpdfs.com, and purchase digital downloads and things like that. For this, it helps us create new and interesting content. It helps me be able to buy new camera equipment and audio equipment and things like that to constantly improve the quality of the videos and hopefully the experience of learning. And if you would like to take and support us in that way, please check out our website at blacksmithpdfs.com. If you don't want to support us in that way and you'd like to still try to find a way of supporting us, which is a great free way of doing it, share this video around and our other videos around with some of your friends if you think that they will help them be more productive or that they will find them valuable. Anyways, that's it for today. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.